A long time ago, before there were cars, phones, or even countries, there was a magical land called Ancient Egypt. It was a place of golden pyramids, great kings called pharaohs, and powerful gods who ruled the skies, rivers, deserts, and the underworld. Among these gods, there was one who stood out because of how strange, wild, and powerful he was. His name was Set, the Egyptian god of chaos. Set was not like the other gods. Most gods were calm, gentle, or wise. But Set was loud, strong, and unpredictable. He was the god of the desert, powerful storms, war, and all wild places. People were both afraid of him and respected him, because even though chaos can be scary, it is also a part of life. Storms bring rain, and challenges lead to growth. Set was the master of this wild world. Set was born from two powerful gods, Nut, the sky goddess, and Geb, the earth god. His brothers and sisters were some of the biggest gods in Egyptian mythology: Osiris, who became king of Egypt; Isis, a goddess of love and magic; and Nephthys, who was gentle and watchful. Their family was part of the Ennead of Heliopolis, the 9 major gods. While Osiris, Isis, and Nephthys lived in the lush lands along the Nile River, Set ruled the red, dangerous desert. It was his place to watch over. Set didn't look like any animal we know. He had the head of a strange creature with long square ears, a curved, down-pointing snout, and a thin forked tail. This mystery beast is called the Set animal by modern scholars. Over time, people thought it looked a bit like a donkey, jackal, aardvark, or even a giraffe, but no one knows for sure. His strange look matched his role as the god of chaos. At the start of Egyptian myth, Set was not evil. In fact, he helped protect the world. Each night, the sun god Ra sailed through the underworld in a great solar bark. But a giant serpent called Apophis tried to stop the sun from rising by attacking the boat in the dark. It was Set who stood at the front with a spear, fighting Apophis night after night, helping the sun rise again. Without Set, there might have been no morning at all. Set also had much symbolic power. He held a scepter, a staff with a forked tail and animal head. That staff stood for power and control over chaos itself. You can see many statues and carvings of gods and pharaohs with this staff in hand. It meant they held the wild forces of Set under their control. But then jealousy crept in. Osiris, Set's older brother, had become king of Egypt. He taught people how to farm, created laws, and brought life and order to the land. The people loved him. Set began to feel left out and resentful. Some stories say Nephthys secretly tricked Osiris and had a child with him, Anubis, and Set was furious. Jealousy grew deep in his heart, and he decided to take the throne for himself. Set invited Osiris to a big party. At the gathering, Set opened a beautifully decorated wooden chest and announced that whoever fit exactly inside could keep it. One by one, guests tried and failed. Then Osiris lay inside, and it fit him perfectly. Quickly, Set slammed the lid shut, sealed it, and threw it into the Nile. Osiris disappeared. Isis was heartbroken. She searched every corner of Egypt, gathering Osiris's body parts. When she found them, Set grew so angry that he cut Osiris's body into pieces and scattered them across the land. But Isis used her powerful magic to locate every piece and revive Osiris, just long enough to give birth to their son Horus. Horus grew up determined to avenge his father. When he became a young man, he challenged Set for the throne. What followed became a legendary battle in Egyptian mythology. The two fought fiercely for years. They shifted shapes. Set took the form of a hippopotamus or a stone boat, and Horus turned into a hawk, a crocodile, or even a fish. One dramatic moment involved Horus's eye being ripped out by Set. Sometimes Set stole the eye. Sometimes he lost his own strength. The god Thoth helped heal both gods. It was a long contest with no clear winner. Sometimes Horus and Set were shown as a single two-headed god, symbolizing both Upper and Lower Egypt. Their continued fight was understood as a cosmic battle that would last forever unless balance was restored. The Eye of Horus became powerful in its own right. It is now a famous Egyptian symbol used to protect people, an amulet showing wholeness and safety. It also reminds us that even when things break, they can be healed again. In the end, the Council of Gods declared Horus the rightful king. He had proven his strength, fairness, and bravery. Set lost the throne, but the gods did not destroy him. Instead, they gave him a new job, Lord of the Desert, protector of Ra's boat at night, and guardian of the chaotic forces. This preserved the cosmic balance called Ma'at, truth, law, and harmony, even though Isfit, the force of chaos, still existed. Egyptian religion always valued balance. Ma'at needed chaos to stay meaningful. Without change, the world would freeze in time. Set taught that chaos is not always evil. It can bring renewal, strength, and creativity. Set's worship continued for many centuries. He had famous temples in Ombos, Supermeru, Oxyrhynchus, and Kam-Ombo. In Supermeru, there were shrines called the House of Set and the House of Nephthys, showing how they were celebrated together. His cult remained strong in desert towns and oasis areas like Karga and Dakhla. He was honored with offerings of animals linked to chaos: donkeys, scorpions, crocodiles, pigs, hippos, turtles, antelope, and even fish like Nile carp. These were animals seen as dangerous or impure. Some stories say certain fish swallowed part of Osiris, adding another layer to the myth. His festivals often took place during the full moon or at solstice times. Antelopes and donkeys were sometimes offered in rituals. During special ceremonies called the Uniting of the Two Lands, Set and Horus were shown together to symbolize Egypt's unity. The lotus and papyrus were used to represent Lower and Upper Egypt, side by side. Over time, Set's image changed. He became connected with foreign invaders like the Hyksos and Persians. As Egypt faced challenges, Set was blamed. His statues were defaced or recarved into other gods. But during the Ramesside period, when pharaohs like Seti I and Ramesses II ruled, Set's worship returned. Seti was named after him, and Ramesses's army had a division named in Set's honor. Ramesses himself was described as being strong like Set in battle. Set's changing story shows how gods can shift in meaning. He began as a protector and guide, became a villain and destroyer, and later returned as a symbol of strength and cosmic balance. Today, Set's story still fascinates people. He appears in books, cartoons, video games, comics, and even in modern spiritual groups who see him as a god of independence and inner power. His symbols, the scepter, the strange Set animal, the Eye of Horus, and the desert wind, still feel powerful. His story reminds us that life needs both calm and wild, order and energy, peace and storm. When you look at a storm cloud rolling in or feel the desert wind blow across the sand, remember Set, the god who reminds us that chaos is part of life. He may not be the hero of every tale, but without him, the world would be missing its wild heartbeat. If you enjoyed this story from ancient Egyptian mythology, please like, subscribe, and come back for more tales from the land of the gods.